Hello YouTubers, NarukoFan2 here, and I have come across an article on Infowars.com about London, England now starting to ban protests. People, you gotta realize that is one sign of a country becoming an oppressive dictatorship. Banning protests, silencing free speech, taking away the person's right to worship in their own home or out public. People, you gotta wake the hell up, because if you allow your government to take away those rights, it won't be long until they take away the rest of your rights until you have none and you're nothing but a slave to the state. So people, you gotta wake the hell up. Wake the hell up. Because Hitler and Stalin and Mao from China also did the same thing. And look what happened. It became a dictatorship. People, you gotta wake the hell up. When your government takes away those rights, it is a sign of it becoming an oppressive dictatorship. In England, there's cameras everywhere now, watching your every move. They're also listening to what you say. My friend Elite's 1980s lives in England. He can verify this. He can tell you what the police and the government are doing. They're breaking into people's homes, installing listening devices, cameras in your home. That is called fascism. When the state becomes oppressive, no matter where you live, it doesn't matter if you live in Canada, England, America, other countries like China, Libya, whatever, you have the right to be free. People, you gotta wake the hell up. Here is famous words by a character from the live Transformers movie. Freedom is the right of all sentient beings. Even though he's a fictional character, that quote I agree with. You know, like in Ohio, what they did? They now banned strikes, union strikes. Back in April 4th, 1933, Adolf Hitler did the same thing. He banned unions. People who live in Ohio, like who are unaware of this, that is called fascism. People, you gotta wake up. So heed my warning. If you let this happen, you will be under a dictatorship, no matter which country you live in. Mark my words. Very soon, they will ban other rights that you have, and you will soon see that it has become an oppressive and tyrannical dictatorship like those of the Soviet Union, Nazi Germany, and Communist China. People, you gotta wake up. Wake the hell up. I'm begging you, please. Wake up. Pay attention what's going on. Because if you do not pay attention, the mistakes of the past will repeat themselves. People, it breaks my heart that most of you don't know that this is happening. People, you gotta wake up. realize and watch what's happening around you. But sadly, most of you only care about yourselves and not about others. And those who actually only care about like football, hockey, baseball, sports, and don't care what's happening around in the world. People, you gotta wake up, because if you let the state become too oppressive, you will have no rights. You will be nothing but a slave to the state. Why don't you ask people who have lived under the tyrannical rule? You will realize, they will tell you what they see. Like a lot of them who actually have lived through this actually are seeing this happening. Luckily, I have never lived under this kind of rule, but I don't want it to happen. But sadly, people are too dumbed down from the fluoride and the preservatives in food supply. People, you are being deliberately dumbed down by your own government. You know why you're being deliberately dumbed down? Because they want you to be obedient little slaves who would obey orders without question. The school systems are becoming as bad. They're now spewing lies and propaganda. They're altering history. The school systems and the government, they're altering history. Those are signs of an oppressive dictatorship that's starting to emerge. I will post the link to the article that I speak of down below in the description bar. So don't take my word for it. Do your own research, and you'll see that I'm right. So wake up before it's too late, before you become nothing but slaves to an oppressive, tyrannical dictatorship. So take a lesson from history, and do not, I repeat, do not let the mistakes of the past become our future. Mark my words, I'm telling you the truth. And those who continue to ignore and let the government do everything for you, you will soon see that you are nothing but slaves to an oppressive dictatorship. Everyone and everything, including animals, all life has a right to be free. And I do mean free from cruelty, oppression, tyranny, experimenting. So stand up for your rights. Stand up for your rights, because if you do not stand up now, you will lose everything. And I mean everything, including your children. So wake up. Wake up before it's too late. Stand up for your rights. Do it non-violently. But if that doesn't end up working, standing up peacefully will only last for so long before the act of fighting back using weapons. Only use the weapons as a last resort, and I mean last resort, when it becomes too late to state protesting peacefully. Because, as the saying goes, the tree of liberty must be watered with time to time by the bloods of tyrants and patriots. And here's another saying by an American patriot, by Benjamin Franklin. Those who give up essential liberty for so-called security deserve neither liberty nor security. Even though I'm Canadian, I do agree with that quote that Benjamin Franklin did. Because all people deserve to be free, no matter who or what or where they live. Freedom is sacred. Because without freedom, what is the point of being alive if you're not free? So mark my words, stand up for your rights. If you do not stand up for your rights, you will lose them forever. So heed this warning. If you do nothing, it will be too late to do anything at all. And here's another saying by Edmund Burke. Evil triumphs when good men do nothing. And you know, I do agree with that. I am actually putting out flyers, waking people up. I've been, like here in Sarnia, Ontario, I've been handing out Canadian Constitution to people. Some people refuse. I don't pester them. It's their choice. But those who actually accept it and are waking people up with it and letting people know they have rights, I applaud them. You know, one time when I was handing out Canadian Constitution, 3 cops came. 2 of the cops were saying, I don't have the right to hand out Canadian Constitution. And those 2 cops actually threatened my life if I don't stop. But the one cop that was with them stood up for my rights and said, I do have the right to hand out Canadian Constitution. And he scolded the 2 cops that were threatening my life for that as well. He asked me if he could have a few copies of the Canadian Constitution. I gave him stacks this much because he was going to hand them out to family, friends, people in the Sarnia Police Department. And you know that the reason the cops don't know the rights of the people, because the Sarnia Police Department don't allow it anymore. And you know what? That is sad, because that is also another sign of the militarization of the police, which will eventually turn against its people. And they're being brainwashed to think patriots, people who speak out for what's right, as terrorists, when it is the government and the oppressive police that are the real terrorists. So mark my words, if you do not stand up for what's right now, it will be too late very soon if you do nothing. So heed this warning of mine. So heed it well. And let freedom prevail all over the globe. No matter what religion, what country, what place of birth, what gender, what sexual orientation is. Freedom is sacred. Do not let that freedom be killed by an oppressive dictator. Peace. And remember, those who stand up for what's right are the resistance to the satanic New World Order.